What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader, and it's that time of the week again. What to buy on eBay. We've got vintage collection. I've got just a couple of comic books, and then I've got some vintage Kenner items, both loose and mint on card. And as always, in the video description, if you use the eBay affiliate links for these items I'm covering, it does help out the channel. And for a lot of these auctions, if you bid early using those links and then come back and try and win it when the auctions are ending, I'll get credit for it. And I know a lot of you do that. So I want to say thank you for those of you that help support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. And it does help out the channel a lot. I do recognize that some of y'all do that, so I really appreciate it. I also need to say thank you to my latest Patreon supporter, Timothy Floyd. He just became a Patreon. So thanks to all of you guys. You guys get my videos 24 hours early access. I've also done some giveaways here recently. More to come. And I just want to say thanks to those of you guys that support the channel. All right, let's start off with some vintage collection. The first one is the Indoor Rebel Commando. For those of you looking for that one and don't want to buy the entire speeder bike package with it, or the Indoor Bunker, the Indoor Bunker. I think this Indoor Rebel Commando is really nice. I've got one of these that a Patreon supporter sent me as a gift, and I just love the face sculpt on it. Obviously, the card art is really great. And if you're looking for it unpunched, in good shape, this one comes in a star case. It's at auction. It's at $21.50 right now. 4 days, 4 hours left. This one ends Sunday afternoon at 4:22 Eastern Time. So I'm trying to cover the gamut here in terms of price and budget and things like that. And I've got some affordable items like this, all the way up to the more ridiculous items at the end of the video. We've got a Republic Trooper. This is the first issue, character debut sticker, expanded universe Republic Trooper from the Old Republic. Really nice looking example. And obviously this one has come way back down in price, just given the reissue. But this was a very nice unpunched US card, and it's 75 bucks. Buy it now. Pretty fair price. I've seen many of them that have sold in that $75 to $100 price point, so I thought that was a very fair list price for the condition. Next up, we've got Grand Moff Tarkin. Here's another one that looks very nice, and this is the unpunched US card with the Darth Maul offer sticker, as most of them do seem to have, but this one's in really great shape. VC98, again, US card unpunched. That was 100 bucks. There's 7 watchers on this one already, and I think that one's going to sell. And there's certainly been a number of sales data points in that price point, if not higher. So I think that's a very fair price at 100 bucks. Next up, we've got a graded TVC. This is the Imperial Death Trooper from Rogue One, graded uncirculated 9.25. So very high grade, and one of the best pieces of card art from around that time period. What was it, 2018? And again, uncirculated 9.25 on the modern scale from AFA. Very, very high grade. And just a beauty. That one's at $64. That one ends Tuesday at 8:10 Eastern Time. Free shipping on that one as well. Again, that one's at $64. A couple of comics before we dig into the vintage Kenner stuff. We've got Kanan, the Last Padawan #6. This is the first full appearance of the Rebels team, and now's a great time to buy this book. It's really dropped like a rock. It's a modern book from 2015, but just a great cover. These photos are not great, but fairly recently graded, and you can see Sabine Wren, Era Syndulla, and Ezra Bridger, and Kanan, and Chopper, and Zeb Orrelios. So it's got the whole team there. This is the first full team appearance, and just a great cover. $104 is the current bid. This one ends Saturday at 7:03 Eastern Time. It'll probably stay under $200. That's where they've been selling pretty consistently these days, but now's as good a time as any. I mean, to me, I think to get the whole Rebels team, who knows what happens with them in Season 2 of Ahsoka, and even if this book doesn't go anywhere, it's a pretty awesome piece of wall art, and just great image on that cover. Next up is another one that's a heater. This is the souvenir edition of Star Wars Insider, and it's got the Clone Wars Ahsoka Tano with Ashley Eckstein's signature in really bright blue ink that really pops. I mean, that is a really great looking cover. I had never seen this one before, but first time I've ever seen it, and especially the first time ever graded, but I hadn't seen it, period. But this is just a really cool cover. 2023 souvenir edition, signed by Ashley Eckstein. There can't be many of these on the census. Right now, the current bid's at 59 bucks. And that one ends Saturday at 11:21 Eastern Time. So Very cool looking magazine. This is a magazine, so larger kind of case. It won't fit with all your other books, other slabbed books. So this is kind of a bigger magazine, but just a great cover. I love that cover a lot. Next up, I've got some loose Kenner items. I didn't include everything that this seller has, but he's got a number of fairly high grade loose Kenner complete figures that I wanted to show you. First is the Farm Boy Luke. This appears to be the 3-line Hong Kong with a standard saber. Not perfect by any means, but in pretty good shape, probably about 80 grade condition. That one's at $42, and it ends Sunday at 7:41 Eastern Time. He's also got a really nice looking R5D4 that looks to be in pretty high grade as well. That one also ends Sunday evening. And I didn't include all of his figures, but he's got a number of really nice ones. So just click on the seller's other items if you want to see all the items he's got for sale at auction. He's also got it looks to me anyway, like the red-haired Princess Leia in her Hoth outfit. That looks like the red hair to me. And that one is a beauty. Really good shape on that one. And that one's only at $5 right now. So again, all those end Sunday evening, and he does have others available. But just wanted to kind of cover the gamut for everyone's price budget right now. I know my budget's pretty slim right now. I'm kind of tapped out for a little while. Next up is a baggie. This is the Zuckuss baggie made in China. Probably the most common baggie for Zuckuss, but it looks to be in pretty good shape overall. It looks like it's got a little sticker residue on the bottom of it that'll probably wash off with some lighter fluid or, you know, even just some soap and water. But that one is at $82.50, and that is a buy it now situation, make an offer. So, you know, you can get that one for probably $75 or less. But the baggie's in really good shape. The ink on it, where it says made in China, is in really clean condition. It's just got that sticker residue that maybe it didn't come off, and that's fine. It was probably still great about an 80, but pretty good shape for a Zuckuss baggie. Next up, I've got some loose, complete, it looks to be unused contents, 12-inch figures. This seller has them both at auction. It's the Princess Leia, as well as Han Solo from the 12-inch line. As you can see, that's kind of unused contents, and everything's in really good shape. The box is obviously not perfect, but you're getting basically, you know, a sliding acrylic case with the box art and things like that. And, you know, the Leia itself is unused content. So you got the Leia, and then you got the Han Solo. He's also unused content. So both of those are at auction, and they end Sunday evening as well. So I just wanted to show those, because I've had a couple of you guys here recently say, hey, I'm looking for some 12-inch complete figures, and I'd like to have them in pretty clean condition. So there's two for you. You got Han Solo and Princess Leia at auction. Next up is a beautiful 41 back. I think it's the 41E IG-88. I didn't look closely. I think that's the E back. I can't remember, but it's in really good shape. It's a punched example, just light edge wear all the way around it. Not perfectly, you know, it's not perfect, but it is really clean. It also does have a very clean blister with a crystal clear blister as well. I think this would grade an 80 all day long. It's got a Kmart price sticker, and again, it's punched. And right now, the current bid is at $227.50. That one ends Sunday evening at 10:15 Eastern Time. And pretty much any IG-88 on any Empire Strikes Back card back seems to go for a lot of money, especially clear blister in this kind of condition. So I would expect this one to go for at least $400. Maybe I'm wrong, but that one is, it's not perfect, okay? I'm not saying it's perfect, but I do think it would grade pretty high, or it would just be really nice in a sliding acrylic case. Both weapons are still attached to the tape, and again, it's crystal clear blister from what I can tell there. So very nice example. They don't come up too often. IG-88 on a 41 back, and that one again ends Sunday evening. You have the Hoth Rebel Soldier. This one is also at auction, and this one is the 31 back. So this is a debut card for the Hoth Rebel Soldier. It's got a price sticker, and it's a punched example, but it's also, again, a crystal clear blister. The blister does have some dings on the top there, as you can see. So it's probably at best an 80 grade. I would guess the card is an 80, the figure is an 80 because the weapon has come loose inside the tape there, and then the blister is probably a 75 at best. So, you know, bid accordingly, don't overbid on it, but it's only at $93 right now. But if you're looking for debut cards, offer list 31 back for the Hoth Rebel Soldier. That one's at $93 with $9 shipping. Next up, same seller also has a yellowed blister Forlom on what I like to call the poor man's debut card for Forlom, which is the 48C. He was on some offer list 48 backs, but very, very tough to find. This one's got a lot of card wave to it. I mean, look how wavy that card is. So you need to put this one in a star case or put some books carefully on it, laying on like a bookshelf like you see behind me. Lay it flat, put some books on top of it, let it sit untouched for 2 weeks, and it'll flatten the card out to a certain extent. Or just put it in a star case. You know, put it in like a acrylic case or a star case. Or a case shell from Tom Hogan. But this one is unpunched, and it does have a price sticker, and again, it is yellowed blister. So factor that into your bidding. But that one's also at $93. That one ends Tuesday at 10:31 Eastern Time. But pretty awesome card bag. It's not, I mean, it's not like it's rare, okay? You see the Forlom on the 48Cs fairly regularly, but I do think that it's a nice card to have because there's something about that Revenge of the Jedi sticker with Forlom's picture that really pops to me. And if you're looking for probably a more budget-friendly version, you can probably straighten out the card yourself, and it's already a yellowed blister, so the bids won't be too high in theory. So there you go on that one. Next up, this was a beauty. Same seller again. This is the 48C Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot. This one is I don't see this one very regularly. There's something about this particular character on the 48 back that does not show up very often. And this one seems to be in really good shape overall. I think it's a crystal clear blister. The blister's in pretty good shape, it looks like. I don't see any dings on the blister. You can see the crosshatch pattern on the seal there, so that's really good. I think this one would easily grade an 80, if not an 80 plus. And that one's going to go for a lot of money, is my guess. That one is only at 28 bucks right now. That one ends again also Tuesday evening, but I could expect that one to be expensive. I would guess 500 to 600. That's just a guess. It could be more, but that's my rough guess as to market value on it. But that's a very nice one, and one you don't see very often. The blue for the name pill and for behind the figure really pop with that Revenge of the Jedi sticker offer there for Admiral Akbar's mail-away. Next up, I'm surprised this one hasn't sold yet. I sent this to my Patreon supporters, but this one is the 20-back H Jawa with the kind of angled blister, and it also has on the back the offer extension sticker, the rectangular offer extension sticker for the Boba Fett mail-away. So I feel like the 20-back H with this little red sticker is a little bit less common than some of the more common 20 backs. It does have some litho damage from where the price sticker was removed, but still, I still think it's probably pretty comfortable to say that this one is an 80 grade. That's my guess. And South Beach Toys, shout out to them. They do watch the channel, apparently. I just bought a baggie from them, a Leia Bush baggie. So thank you for the really well-packed baggie, South Beach Toys. But somebody else, a Patreon supporter, Tony R., bought from them, and they mentioned to Tony that they watch the channel. So shout out to South Beach. They do a really good job, and in general, they're always kind of like on the comfortably high side of fair market value. Sometimes they have some deals, though. You got to be on the lookout. But I think that this is a really nice item. Now, it was listed for $695. I received an offer for $575. So you might, if you like this and you want it at $575, just message them directly and said, hey, I saw on Action Figure Grader's channel that you sent him an offer for this 20-back H Jawa for $575. If that offer still stands, I'll take it at $575. So I'm sure they'll make you the same offer. It's not like I'm some special person or anything. They don't know who I am. I mean, in terms of me watching it, they don't know it's me watching it. So anyway, I think that that's a pretty good deal. If you can get it for $575, I mean, if I had any money, I'd probably just buy it right now, to be honest with you. But I don't have any money right now. I'm saving up. I'm kind of refilling the coffers after kind of buying some big comics here lately. And I've been saving slowly but steadily. But that's a really good deal at $575. I would buy that in a heartbeat. Next up is another one that looks like a good deal, and it has a make an offer option, and there's 17 watchers on it. This is for a 21-back offerless Luke Skywalker X-Wing. It's got the Shopko price sticker, and it's a punched example, but this is another one that I think would very comfortably get an 80 grade. And I think it's worth every penny of the asking price of $850. There was a 75 grade that just sold for about this price on, if not higher, on the Facebook Rogue 5 Toys group. So to me, I think this one's going to grade at an 80 all day long, if not higher. But the one that sold was, I think, at 900 or so, and it was only a 75. So this one, I think, would grade an 80. and it's make an offer, and it's listed at $850. So that one is one that's very tempting as well. I mean, I got to be honest with you. Some of these early 20 and 21 backs, they're very tempting. And if you guys don't buy them, I might do it. All right. Don't make me spend my money. You guys got to buy it. Don't make me buy these things. Next up, we've got a very tough, I wish I could afford this, but I can't. This one is a Trilogo Luke Skywalker in his Hoth battle gear. And I think this is the French, yeah, it is. It's the French Meccano blister. So I noticed it was the French Meccano blister before I saw that title of the auction of the item. So you could almost tell when you see a French Meccano blister. They're smaller and they don't have any etching on the side, or if they do, they're a lot smaller. But yeah, it's a lot smaller blister on the French Meccanos. And I can tell you that Luke Skywalker Hoth on the Trilogos, I know that those of you who collect Trilogos know how expensive this thing is. Now, it has a crease going through it. It's not like it's perfect. But I will say that one in very similar condition, maybe slightly better, okay, maybe slightly better condition, sold on Facebook. It was probably a 75 grade condition, and it was not a French Meccano blister. It was a regular blister. This one is probably in 70 grade condition because of this crease. But it's also listed for about 2/3 the price of the one that sold on Facebook. There's one on Facebook that sold for over 3,000 euros, which is 3,300 US. This one's listed for 2,000 euros, which is 2,148 US dollars. So this to me is a buy, okay? And now it's at auction, so keep that in mind. But nobody's made a bid yet. I would expect this one to sell, though. I have no idea how many watchers there are on it, but the card itself, other than that big crease, is in really good shape. The blister is in really good condition. I think it's going to grade a 70 for the card, maybe a 75 if you're lucky, but 70. The blister is probably an 80 or 85, and the figure is probably an 80 or 85. So I think because of that big crease, though, it holds it back to about a 70 grade. But you got to understand that Luke Skywalker Hoth on the Trilogos are very, very hard to find. They're very, very rare. Extremely rare. I mean, probably on par with like the Death Star droid or IG-88 or the Emperor's Royal Guard or the TIE Fighter pilot. They're kind of in that rarity realm. It's probably even more rare than a lot of those that I just named. You just don't see it often. And again, one did sell on Facebook for over €3,000. 3,000 euros. So I think that's a good buy, and you can place a bid or make him an offer, just to make him an offer, see what he says. But right now, this one ends Sunday at 3:53 a.m. Central Time. So you either got to put a snipe in, or you got to make him an offer, or be up at that time frame. I'm up at that time frame, but I know a lot of you guys aren't. I'm usually up about 4 or 4:30. So that's a big one. That's a really big one. This one's the biggest, though. This one is a Hungarian bootleg Boba Fett mint on card with blister support. It's a qualified 50 grade. Now, why is it qualified? It's because these blisters were only stapled to the card bag. That's true for all of these mint on card Hungarian bootlegs. They were just stapled. The blisters were stapled on, and the figures were slid inside. So in theory, you could slide them in and out all you wanted to if you were careful about it. But this one's in really awesome shape. The blister's a 40. The card is an 80. The figure's an 85. I mean, this is an archival case. This is a stunner. And right now, the bid's at $1,025. I have absolutely no clue what it's going to go for. LJ's Card Shop always has rarities. I bought from this seller before, and I bought an expensive item from him before. He packs very well, trusted seller. But again, I have no idea what this is going to sell for. If you're asking me, if you're holding my feet to the fire and you're asking me what I think it's worth, I'm going to say roughly $5,000 to $7,000. Okay, that's my rough estimate as to what it's worth. So if you got deep pockets, this is a beauty of a rarity for these Hungarian bootlegs, because it's really kind of in keeping with the Kenner figure, as you can tell. They're just not quite as nicely made. They're a little bit more rudimentary. I think I've only got the Hungarian bootleg Luke Farm Boy. That's the only one I've got in my collection. They made him for Wicket, for Princess Leia, obviously Boba Fett, Darth Vader, and I said Wicket already. Han Solo is another one. So there's maybe like the Biker Scout's another one. That's 6. I know I'm forgetting a couple of them, but they're very rare bootlegs, and the card art on them is just awesome. And to get one AFA graded, you know it's legit. You know it's not like a fake. So pretty awesome item. So I'd be curious to see what it sells for. I'm sure I'll cover it in a market update video, but I have no idea what it's going to sell for. You know, you might get lucky and get it for $3,000. You know, $3,000 is a steal in my opinion, but I don't think it's going to sell for that. I think it sells for more. But good luck if you decide to bid, and put it in a bid early so it helps out the channel if you try to win it. That's all I really had for this video. I hope you enjoyed this look. And again, everything will be in the video description with eBay affiliate links if you want to either bid early to help the channel or buy it now. You can use those links, and that does help out the channel at no cost to you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll be back soon.